What is going on, guys? NandoPrince93 here with another video, and this time we're going to talk about iPadOS Beta 6. So if you guys are on these beta softwares, probably about 24 hours ago they released Beta 6, and for me there's a little bit of a delay usually. The way it happens is you basically just update it as you regularly would in the software update section of the settings. So after 12 hours it finally showed up, I updated it, and these are the 7 things that you can actually see that have changed from Beta 5 to Beta 6. So with every new beta software that's released, there's less and less front-end changes and more back-end, smoothness tweaks to make sure that the new iPadOS is getting more and more ready for the public release, essentially. In Beta 6, there's only about 7 things that you can physically notice. Everything else is more back-end stuff. So the first thing that you'll notice is storage. So I actually wrote down, if you guys can see, 227.7 gigabytes of available storage that I had before I updated it. So now let's check how much I have currently with the new update. It's supposedly supposed to clear up a little bit of storage for you. You gotta go to the About section. So look, 230, if you guys can see that, 230.05 gigs. So basically that saved me 2.5 gigs of storage. So that's awesome. It's always a plus to give you more storage, so you have it at your disposal. Second thing is the volume button, guys. Ooh. So volume, if you guys didn't notice, in iPadOS Beta 5, there was like 30 clicks that you had to do to go from 0 volume to full volume. Now it's back to 16, so it's a lot easier. I don't need that many increments for the volume. I basically know if I want it loud, if I just want to put it in background noise, or if I don't want to listen to it at all. There's usually like 2 volumes that I listen at. Also, audio sharing with AirPods is now available. So now there's also audio sharing, guys, which means that, let's say you and one other person have a pair of AirPods or those Beat headphones that have the W1 or W2 chip. That means you can now use one device and both listen to it at the same time with different headphones. And the way you do that is pretty easy. So right now, as you can tell, I'm playing music. I have the volume down so I don't get copyrighted, obviously. You hold down where you're playing music from, you press this little button, and then where the speakers and TV come up, your AirPods will show up, and you can, I think, plug in as many as 4 different headsets, as long as they're Apple products. You can't just do regular Bluetooth headphones, unfortunately. So if you don't have any Apple branded headphones, you're out of luck. But that's the new update that was promised in the beginning, but now they finally implemented it. And then we also have, in the control center, you now have a dark mode toggle. Before you had to go through the settings or into the brightness, I believe, but now you have its own toggle to turn it from light to dark. So you press this over to white, press it again, back to dark mode, which I like. Also, a couple things that are in the settings, very simple stuff. Apple Arcade shows up in the family sharing. So if you do sign up for Apple Arcade, then you can share with up to 6 people. And then also one last thing that was, I guess, kind of relevant is now the Apple folders kind of match the hue of your wallpaper. So if you have a dark wallpaper, they'll get darker. If it's lighter, they'll get lighter. Basically, they kind of stay out of your way, which I kind of like. So again, they're all really small tweaks, in which with every single beta, the tweaks will be smaller and smaller until the Grandmaster, it's either Grandmaster or Goldmaster, I forget, I'll be honest, but it's the GM version, which is the final release before the fall public release. And that's when everything will be perfect. And in terms of the beta, the only issues I've had, there's been 2 issues. Sometimes when I install a brand new app and then I open it, the iPad just does a really quick restart. It's weird, like literally 2 seconds, you'll see the little spinny thing in the middle, and then it'll start up again. There's no wait time, which I guess is nice, but it's weird that it just kind of restarts and you have to open up the app again. But it only happens when you initially install an app. And secondly, for a while, my Mail app was actually not working. So I would open it, and it would just be frozen on this one screen on the mailing app, which didn't actually change for like 2 days. It did actually start working again, still on the Beta 5. And I had to work around it, use my Outlook or use my Gmail app. It is finally working, as you guys can see. But before it was stuck. But those are the only 2 real issues that I was facing with any of the beta so far. Otherwise, it's been working really smoothly. I love the mouse support, the external hard drive support. This thing is a beast. I highly recommend. Everything will be linked in the description if you guys need any help. I also have a video that I'll link in the description on how to install iPadOS if you guys are actually ready, if you guys have been waiting for new iterations for it to come up before you install it on a main device. I've only installed it on my iPad. I have not done iOS 13 or Catalina or tvOS because A, I don't have my MacBook Pro anymore, I don't have an Apple TV, and I didn't want to do it on my iPhone 10 because I want to wait for the final version to come out before I do that. So all in all, great little update. The biggest thing for me was, saving almost 3 gigabytes of storage just by a software update, which is really, really nice. That, allows more music to be saved, and maybe a movie, more applications. And I try to keep this thing as light as possible in terms of how much is stored on here. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll announce a winner from the last video if you guys haven't seen that, on the cheapest Amazon iPad Pro cases that I found, which are actually really, really nice. But I'll announce that winner later on next week. And until next time, guys.